I've I just don't have the energy for him anymore. All the niceness or whatever. I don't want to deal with it. I I'm not interested in being put down. I'm not interested in someone else's wants every 2 minutes. I have to deal with what they want and what they feel and how they are and what they're thinking. And they contact me. I've never contacted anybody. They contact me. And I asked her, why'd you contact me? She said, because you're really handsome and I just wanted to meet you. And you ignored me. I said, what do you mean? She said, well, I sent you a message and you ignored me. And this is the second message that I've sent you and you're talking to me. So I said, which is true. She's telling you the truth. So I did ignore it. So I ended up meeting the chick, bringing her over here. I had the dinner organised. I went down and I'd already got groceries and stuff. So I cooked something to eat. And I cooked the dinner. We ate together. We did our thing. We did our romantics, okay? We ate some dinner, conversation. I'm standing where I am now in the kitchen doing the dishes, okay? So I've cooked, I've paid for the meal, I've cooked, I've done the dishes, I've done all the cleaning. It hasn't moved off the lounge. It hasn't moved. Don't you understand? It doesn't even come over to have a conversation with you. I turn around to just talk about what are you doing tomorrow, trying to strike up a convo, and the phone is out, and it's on the phone. All right? I hate that shit. I hate it. I am not interested in you. You can't compete with a phone, gentlemen. Just get up and walk away. You can't compete with a phone. You really can't. So, they're looking at their phone, mate, as normal. You get the one or two word answer, or maybe, I don't know, I'm not sure yet. Phone still there. The only question it asked me, this is what pissed me off. The only thing it hasn't asked me anything. The only thing it's asked me is, did you want to get married again? Did you want to get married again? Look at me. I've known you a week. Yeah, I don't say nothing. I don't show my cards. Well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. Yeah, that's what I said. Because I'm not sure. I don't know. Did you want to have more children? No. I've had 3. I've done my dash with the fatherhood. I don't think I want more children at this point. I'm sorry. So she's gotten arky, mate. She's not happy with that response. So I thought to myself, I've had enough of you. I've had enough. You're in my house. I pay the rent here. I am not obliged to answer your 50 questions so that you're happy, whatever. I am sick of your entitlement. I really am. I don't say nothing. And all I had to say with her was, how old are you? How old are you again? And she said, I'm 40. I said, so you want to have more children? Is that possible? Now she's offended really big time. She's really offended, man. She says, look, why don't I just put my shoes on and you can drop me off? I said, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. I didn't argue with it, mate. I didn't plead with it. I didn't beg for it. No problem. Put your shoes on, jump in the car. Doesn't say a single word to me. Not a single thing to me. Nothing. Just drops off and gets out of the car and leaves. Because you didn't give her what she wanted. You didn't placate to her. You didn't give her. You weren't a yes man to her. So she wasn't giving the answers that she wanted. So that's it for you. You see, they switch off real quick. Try to click the fingers. And mate, it's happened. I'm sorry. I think one of my mates has the same person that they've been with for 30 years. I've got another couple that's been married over there for 40 years, married. Why can't I have that? Why can't I have, a marriage like my friend who's been with the same person for 30 years? Never been apart. Why can't I find that? Why have I got to find a chick who looks at me and says, I need 1 week holiday for every month that I'm married to you. I need a week's holiday overseas. I need a holiday. So I'll stay with you for 6 months, and then I want a 6-week holiday, no contact, overseas. So she'll go every 6 months and leave, and there's no contact. None. You don't know where your wife is, what she's doing, who she's hanging out with. You don't know nothing. And in their mind, the mindset, sweet, perfect. Don't ask. So no, mate, I don't want you to go through any of that. I don't want you to do that. I don't want you to waste your time. I don't want you to waste your years and your love and your chance to be a husband. Your chance to be with someone that loves you and you are happy together and you stay together. That's the hardest thing to find. You know, it's only the old schools. You know, it's not the modern version. The modern version, no. But before that, yes. You know, those ladies stay. But the modern version, it's easy to replace you. It's so easy to replace you. There's no reason to keep you. There's no reason to go through hard times with you, or there's none. Because they just can go online and just swipe left. Swipe left. Oh, that's not on the phone talking. Within minutes. Within minutes. Within minutes. So good luck with with your plans for the future. Good luck to that. Far out. It's 11:30, man. Far out. It gets late quick, eh? The same as everybody, man. As soon as, if I don't let you in straight away on your time schedule, then, it's too late, mate. I cancelled that. Okay, you send the invite, you want to come into the thing, right? And because I don't do it straight away, you go. I send you the invite, you come back in again. So don't do me no favours, buddy. Okay? You're not part of my channel or whatever. So I don't know why you wanted to come up here. No idea. Anyway, I'll open the boxes up if there's questions you wanted to ask me or that. I'm getting tired. I'm getting tired. I hope you're having a good week, viewer, and I hope you're with someone that loves you and you love them, and that it's not fake and false, and I hope you're not wasting your time, and you find out one day that you've just wasted 3.5 years of your life or some shit, 4 years of your life. That's the worst thing, because you could have actually met someone. You could have actually met someone that really wanted to be with you and would have made a good wife, would have made a good husband. But instead you were stuck in this, stuck in this bollocks, mate. No. Thanks for liking the live, man. I appreciate it. I've been a little bit busy with my masks. I think I've got some power enough to show you. I'll try and just flip the screen around. I'll try and get these listed on eBay over the next couple of days or the next day or something like that. I'm a bit broke. So I'll try and get these listed for next week or this week or tomorrow. I'll try and do it. Thank you, Prickles. I appreciate you too, man. I appreciate you too. And I hope no one finds my masks offensive or whatever. I make Slipknot masks. They're my own artwork. I make them. And I sell them on eBay or sell them to the Slipknot rooms, whatever. In the past I was really successful with it. I had a workshop and I made many, many different projects. Like I had an entire garage as a workshop. So I had all the materials, all the paints, everything that I needed. I really liked my workshop. I really liked the garage. I had plenty of materials, plenty of stuff that I could make, and I was pumping them, bro. Every single one of the moulds were full. All the moulds had latex in them. I was pumping, pumping. And all my stuff would sell. All of my stuff. Look on eBay, lorddobby79, have a look. There's a couple of hundred feedback there, that's all mine. Multiple customers, the same customer come back and buying masks off me. I got one neutral a couple of days ago from a raw mask that I sold. And I sent the mask in the picture, and the mask, when he got it, he chopped it apart. He cut all the mouth out, cut all that out. You're not supposed to cut that out. He cut all the nose up. He didn't like a bump on the nose, so he cut a great big freaking hole in the nose. And then he cut a great big thing on the neck, on the bottom of the neck. He cut a chunk out of it. So basically, he butchered the fucking mask, man. He butchered it. Didn't ask me anything. Didn't tell me anything. And then he goes on my eBay and leaves a bad feedback. So it's the first time in 20 years that I've had a bad feedback. And I was horrified. Horrified. I showed you this mask on live stream. I showed you the mask on live stream. I showed you the mask. You contacted me and wanted it. I sold it to you for rock bottom. Rock bottom. $50. Rock bottom. And then I get that. I got that. And then the guy sent me the pictures. And you just butchered the shit out of my mask. Like you literally butchered it. You do realise it had lips, right? I sent him a Chris Fane and it's got lips and the zipper goes in there. You're only just supposed to cut out the mouth. You're not supposed to cut the entire fucking thing out because his mouth isn't that big. I don't know what mask you're looking at, but that mask, that is the mouth for that mask. You're not supposed to cut the whole thing out. So anyway, I didn't say shit, but once he left a complaint on my eBay, I was really unhappy because that's the first complaint I've ever received in 20 fucking years, mate. My first ever complaint. And you don't complain to me. You don't say shit to me. They just go and put it on my eBay and make my eBay shit, a complaint. I've never had a complaint. Never, ever, ever. Man, my feedback is there. So I was a bit cut, mate, a bit cut, I was a little bit cut with that. It doesn't sell, Pickles. Doesn't sell. Doesn't reach any volume of people. It doesn't sell, okay? And then it doesn't sell inside the rooms yet because they're all children. The majoritively they're children. And majoritively in any other the Slipknot rooms, you've got an artist that supplies masks to that room. You are not going to be able to sell masks in that room. He will have you blocked and barred very quickly because you're taking his business. That's how he looks at it. Any mask that you sell is not a mask that he can sell, right? So that's how he looks at you. So I've been banned and blocked from every Slipknot room on Facebook. I'm banned, mate. I can't put my masks for sale. I had a message the other day from a guy on Facebook. He sent me this fucking picture and he said, "Is this yours?" And I had to look at it because I don't remember half the shit I make. I really don't. I said, "I think so." And he says, "Right now they're in this room arguing about it. They're arguing over it." Why? Because they want to know who created it. They want to know who made it. He said, "I bought the mask from you." I said, "Fucking really?" I said, "I'm sorry, man. I don't recognise it because I really don't. I make masks. I don't take a picture of everything, except for eBay. Yeah, it was mine." And he said, "Yeah, I bought it off you." He said, "I thought I'd put a picture of it in there, and I've just caused the most arguing that I've ever seen in the room thing." I said, "Don't tell him it's me. Don't tell him it's me, man. You'll get blocked. You'll get banned and blocked from the room. So don't tell them you bought it from me, man, okay?" But the other mask that I made, the long-haired one, they take claim for my art. Like they take the picture of it and then they put their own watermark on the bottom and then they pretend that they painted the mask and they're in there offering that mask. If you pay, in 6 weeks, 8 weeks, we'll have the mask to you. And they were selling the WG long hair, the one that I created, and using my picture to sell their mask, because it's not going to come out the same. There's no way you can duplicate it. I can't duplicate it. So I don't know how you're going to duplicate it, okay? I can't even remember how I fucking painted it. So good luck duplicating it. And I just thought it was the most dishonest thing that I've ever seen. Just absolutely dishonest. You are showing them a picture of my art and then selling them your mask in 8 weeks. You know, it takes a few days to make a mask. It doesn't take 8 weeks. It doesn't. It 3 or 4 days. That's it, to make a mask. You know, start to finish. About that. And maybe 1 or 2 days in fine tuning, like letting it sit on the counter and looking at it and adding here or there, you know what I mean? Just the final thing. That's what I do with these. I do with all mine. I let them sit on the counter and then I walk past them for over a few days. And if I'm happy with them, I put them on eBay. If I'm not, I repaint it. Repaint it. Do the whole thing over. Repaint it. So, no, there's nothing for that. It's a mask. It doesn't exist. I can't duplicate it. It's a one-off. All the shit that I make's one-off. You know, I can't duplicate the mask. It's impossible. And I created it. So once I've painted it, the next mask I do is different. It won't be the same mask. It kinda, but there's going to be certain things on this mask that's not on that. So whether it's the curling or whether it's the detailing in the forehead, whether it's the nose, you know what I mean? There's, they're different. Yeah, they're all different. It's not a production line, buddy. You know, it's not a production line. Just one mask a week of each one. One Corey, one clown, one bandage, one Iowa. You know, one ghost mask. I normally make the ghost mask. I haven't made any ghosts for a while, for a long time, really. The amount of work that goes into making it, I just haven't made any. So I've been trying to motivate myself this week to get some raws done for the ghost mask. It's probably the hardest mask to do of all of the Slipknot, is the glow-in-the-dark ghost. It's probably the hardest to do. So I'll try and knock one of them out. There's just a lot of work involved. A lot of sewing, a lot of patchwork on the face to enlarge it. A lot of work goes into the ghost mask to make it. It's not just to pull out of the mould and do. It's 2 masks. It's the ghost mask, and then you've got to cut it down, and then you've got to turn it into the Corey ghost. So, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of the movie. You know, I was very disappointed in the spider. Like, fuck, at the end of the day, it's a freaking spider under the sewer, man. I was disappointed as shit, dude. Fucking, I was so jacked off, man. It's a freaking spider. Are you shitting me? Oh, my God, Father, get the bug spray, man. Are you shitting me? Like, so, no, I really hated that movie after that. I didn't like it at all. You know, I've watched all this stuff, all these things happening, and at the end of the day, it's a freaking spider. So no, I think the new It movie would be good. It goes into the storyline of It, how It was created, the actual spirit, how it's always in the town, it's Indian, something happened, rah. I haven't watched the latest one. That would be interesting because it talks about the character. The one that I want to know about is the Terrifier. Like, who is this fuck? Who is it? Who is he? Like, that shit's scary. Like, where does he come from? Who is this freaking woman? Why is she sitting in the bath like that? Why is she been that way the whole year? The whole year, since last Halloween, has been sitting like that. And who's the clown? What the fuck, mate? You're sitting in the chair. Next thing you know, you just fucking wake up. What the hell? Who are you? What kind of a demon do you... What? I want that backstory. I want that backstory, man. Who the Terrifier is, yeah? That's what I want. That's what I want to know who he is. Like, who... You know, how did you become this spirit? How did you become... Why are you just sitting here the whole year in this empty house? And then you only wake up for these particular hours You do all of this stuff, and then you go back to what? Sleep. You go back to sitting in the chair. Like, I'm scratching my head, man. This shit is terrifying. This is scary stuff, man. Like, fucking, who is this guy, right? Yeah, man, I thought that was the scariest thing all the year that I've ever watched. I think that was the scariest thing I've ever watched. I want to see Anaconda. I want to see if it's a comedy. I like Jack Black, and I like snakes. So I want to know if it's a comedy or if they... I want to know. I want to see Anaconda. Yeah, but movies aren't worth paying $30 a ticket, mate. All right, they're just not worth it. So it was $10 when I was young. It was $10 to go to a movie. $10. And now it's 30. 30. The last time I went to Frankston, I wanted to see, I can't remember what it was, but $30 for a ticket. And yeah, I've never seen a movie that's worth $30. Sorry. No, I don't do the Hellraisers, man. No. Oh, that's disgusting. Ugh. That's foul, man. That's fucking feral, mate. I watched something just as foul today on TikTok, man. That young girl wrestling. That was foul. It should still be on here, on TikTok. You'll still see it. The wrestling championship. Young girl, 16 championship wrestling match. School, proper. And mum is filming. Scary, man. You don't see it when you first watch it. You just don't see it. But after you're told, then you certainly notice. And you certainly feel very bad for the girl. Because she thought it was a girl that she was wrestling. It's a women's competition. And she thought that was a woman. And it wasn't. It was a transformer. And the transformer reefed her, mate. Hand right in between. Right in there. The whole hand. And it stayed there for a long, long time. And I just thought that was part of wrestling. I thought that's how you twist the person over. Or you turn the person over. I don't know anything about wrestling. But apparently that's not what you're supposed to do. Okay, you're not allowed to put your hand right in the middle of someone's thing and reef them right there. And the girl, just put it back down and got counted out, went to her mum and cried and told her mum what happened. And this person had digitally, with his fingers, okay, to this girl while he was wrestling her. He did that. And then she was told that he's a transformer. It's really a bloke. Terrifying situation, even when it's right in front of you. And she looked at her mum in this pleading face. You should have seen the child's face. She's like, she's breaking down in tears, mate, as this person is on top of her, breaking down while she's in the middle of the match because this person's hand is right in there. Okay, right in between, and it was disgusting, feral. So they went and complained and got her removed. So now she's going to the wrestling board or whatever, to lay formal complaints, and then she's going to try and get an assault charge done with the blue coat because you're not really allowed to do that in wrestling, and you are that. So they're going to try and get charges brought up on him. But for them to they defended the transformer. They defended that. So that's what I thought. They need charges being pressed. Okay, they need charges. Concrete.
I tell you what the 80s like, and I know when the ladies leave a man that's
Lord Nobby, what's going on?
How you doing? Oh, I hope you're well, man.
Come with me.
Turn down, hold on.
She looked at me laughing, like, boy, your game is tight. I'm laughing back, like, sure, you're right.
Fucking
Get in
turn
the
down.
car, and don't touch nothing. Sit in the car. Let's discuss something.
What's going on, mate? You want a battle or what?
They got you in the shed, have they?
Hey?
They got you in the shed, have they, mate? They got you in the shed.
Who's got me in the shed?
Is that where you're filming from?
No, mate. Filming from my backyard, brother.
Wow, huh? You got a pool?
Fucking over there.
Oh, I'm heading over, man. That looks good to
You
me.
gotta have somewhere to fucking put the bitches. You know what I'm saying?
You live in the hot temperature, then I take it. You're living in the temperature.
Always.
Yeah.
Always. What was that fucking... Why do I get a restriction then?
Yeah, it's telling me to disconnect from you, mate. All right. Sorry, brother. Sorry. I think
All
it's
right,
because
mate.
of the smoky, the alcohol.
Alright.
Thank you for your time. Thank you for your time. Stay happy and well. You can't do that on camera. You've got to put the kettle on, coal. You've got to put the kettle on, and then you can hit the chogger, and everything is cool. You can't blow anything out. You can't. Yeah. They're right onto it, bro. They're right onto it here. And it's the AI. The AI gets you straight away. It's the AI. It's not anybody complaining or reporting you. It's purely the machine, the algorithm. It sees everything, mate. Lovely pool, lovely backyard, bit of a barbie, couple of beers with the boys, a couple of doobies fucking flying around. It's a good thing, man. It's a nice life. Enjoy your life. Enjoy your life, gentlemen. Work hard. Save your paper. Work hard. Save your paper. Don't waste it on bullshit. Don't waste it on other people's wants and what they want and female this and female. Oh, mate, they're so hard to keep happy. They really are. Just hard to keep happy. I found it really hard. I couldn't keep happy. It didn't matter what I did. I found it really, really hard to keep happy. I wanted to be happy. I wanted to love me. I tried. I did everything that I thought that you're supposed to do, and everything I did just drove it more away. Just, it's like driving down the freeway, and you look over and and the person's driving in the other lane, and you can see the car in the future ahead, and you're trying to pull the car over, but it's getting, and you're heading straight for the fucking wall, mate. And there's nothing you can do about it. You can try and put the car back onto the lane and try and keep it sweet and see what you can do. But if you're not even waking up to the person, if you're not even in the same room, then it makes it pretty much impossible, mate. Pretty much impossible. Your relationship is over if you get moved into the spare room, gentlemen, or you get moved to the living room. It's over. You just don't know it yet. You're on borrowed time. But any lady, if she's honest to you, will tell you that I'm telling you the truth. Once you're in the spare room, you're not even waking with the person. The relationship is over. It doesn't exist. The smiley face and all of that. That's all bollocks, mate. It's as fake as you can get. I wish I had more faith for you. I really do, boys. I wish I had more faith for you. When I started out doing garage arts, I was on Facebook. That was how I live streamed. That's how I sold my masks on Facebook. And my streams were all positive. I swear on a Bible. I wanted the boys to get married. I wanted them to have kids. Look at me, you can get a property, you can get your life together, you can get married, you can be a dad, you can be a husband, you can raise your children. This is what you're here for, this is what you were born to do. And that's what I was telling men for a long, long, long time. And it slowly disintegrated. And I didn't understand anything. I honestly didn't understand. I couldn't comprehend how I can't, I couldn't get it back online. There's nothing that I could do. So I would go online and ask the boys, is this normal? Is it normal for a person just to completely ignore you? And it's like being a weak and they don't say anything to you? Like, not even hello. Is that normal? You know? And it made me think about things, you know? And then I'd put so much money into this, business, adventure, Daegu shopping, right? I spent so much money, boys. You got no idea. Thousands and thousands of dollars I spent on this. And, you ask a few questions, buddy, and it's not even it doesn't go to your account. It goes overseas. And all of your cash in your savings and your work has been slowly siphoned off and sent to another country. And you'll wake up and, you don't have 5Gs in the bank anymore. You don't have that. You don't have the 5Gs plus your wages, the market stall money that I was earning. It's all gone. And that's when you start to wake up, because you realise that, you don't have any power no more. You have no hand. That Seinfeld episode, I've got no hand. That really reminded me of my marriage. It really fucking did. I had no hand because I've got no paper. Without paper, you don't have power. You have nothing, boys, without paper. Well, it's just going to the thing, man. I'm just peeing on the side of the thing. Forgive me. But without paper, you have no power. Okay, you are nothing without paper. Your value, gentlemen, is the paper that you have and the paper that you can supply. And that's it. That's the only value you are. Okay? That's what I found. I found my value is only as good as the paper that I have or the paper that I can get or what I can do. And as soon as they can upgrade, they'll upgrade. And that's how I felt. And honestly, if you listen to my stories, that's exactly what happened. They upgrade in their mind. Mine had an affair because it met a multi-millionaire. It met a guy that had plenty of paper and put her into promised land. I'm going to get you this, I'm going to get you that. Filled up all the dreams that she was thinking about. Same thing. Louise, live-in girlfriend. We do plays together. We study together. I used to study the play with her and do all the lines with her and that. She was really pretty, and she was very talented. Like, she would do all of the plays in the local area, and secretary roles. But she was very, very good. She would remember the entire script, everything. She would remember before she's even applied for the job, before she's even gone there for the audition. She knows everything in it, okay? Because we've sat there for briefing. I dressed her, man. Chanel, the other brand names. I can't know the fancy things, mate. Really, really fancy, nice clothes. Right down to her thing, right down to her undergarments. I bought all of that too. Shoes, everything, mate. She looked magnificent, okay? And all it took on that one was a guy that she met at the latest show, one of the other people that were doing the stage work and that, and he said that I can get you into a commercial. I can get you onto TV, and that's all it took. It's all it took. Now my girlfriend is is trying to have a bit of an affair, mate. She's getting all dressed up, and I'm just going to go over to my girlfriend's and just say hello to her for a minute. It's never happened in fucking 2 years, mate. It's fucking, so I know that there's something fucking not right, bro. I really do. So I waited for her to leave, and then I just phoned the girlfriend. You just told me you were going there, right? Okay, look, I'll just call up, after she left. And the girlfriend said, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not expecting her here. I don't know what you're talking about. So it turns out it was on a date. It's on a date. So, and all it took was the promise. I'm going to get a TV commercial, and I'll put you forward for a role, and that's all it took to pull my girl. That's all it took. Promised land. There's no commercial. Don't you understand? It doesn't exist. It's all bullshit. It's fairyland. I call it promised land. That's all it is. It's a promised land. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. They don't do anything after they've shagged you, okay? The whole thing is to do that, right? Once they've done that, that's it. The goal's reached, okay? They're no longer interested in you, which is exactly what happened to her. You know, he shagged it a few times, mate, and didn't want a bar of it. Didn't want anything to do with it, okay? That's just the facts. But, that was a 2.5 year relationship, mate, down the hill. 2.5 years, yeah, I live there too, man. That's where I live, mate. I don't have a son. I've got 3 daughters. I don't have a son. I don't have sons. My thing doesn't make sons. It makes daughters. I don't know. Just never had sons, mate. I wanted to have more. I wanted from the last marriage. I wanted 3 children. I wanted 3. I got 1, and then I was asked, do I want to have more children? And I just looked at the person and said, with me? With me? You mean with me? And the person's got like looked at me. You don't touch me. You don't even talk to me. What do you mean have more children? I said, wouldn't you prefer to save that for the next guy? Wouldn't you prefer to save that for that? And that just annoyed her. You know what I mean? Just because it's the truth, man. You don't even talk to me. You don't even say hello. You're trying to tell me we're going to have more children, rah rah. It was very hurtful. Just hurtful. So no. No. I don't know who the Andres is, mate. Sorry, I don't know who that is. Bomb. Oh, you're not talking to me. Sorry, man. Won't load for me on Lord Dobby's soul. I don't know, Andre. Yeah, I do feel older now, mate. I had a birthday 2 weeks ago. On the 23rd was my birthday. So I'm not young anymore, but I don't drink alcohol. I don't have any DRUGSs. I have a medical certificate for 420. That's it. I'm not on any medication. I'm not on any, I don't take their pills that they've offered me. We all have our mental health to think about. All of us do. I am no different. But I've been diagnosed because family court makes you do it. Family court, you don't have any choice. They make you go and do psychological reports, psychological evaluation, because all men are crazy. All men need to be, psychological rah-rah. And that's how they look at us. Okay, that's how they look at us. It's not just some men. It's ALL men. Okay, it's not just some. Okay, a lot of men have to go and do the men's behaviour course now, even for the most minute stuff. They have to go and do that course and provide the certificate. That's 20 weeks, 2 hours a week, 40 hours. It takes you 20 weeks to complete. It is the most horriblest thing you'll ever go through as a man. It is horrible. There's no women's behaviour course. Remember that. It doesn't exist. It's only men's behaviour course because it's only men that have to change. Women, they don't have to change. They're perfect. They are perfect human beings. Okay? And everything they say and everything they do is perfect. Only men need to change. Only men need to change, boys. It's a men's behaviour course because your behaviour is not acceptable. Okay? It's quite full on how the government thinks about men, and you will not know it until you do that course. That is when you'll realise that the men, we are so far down the ladder that it'll make you cry. You'll realise when you do this course that, they got the ladder of the house, yeah, and you're at the bottom, swear. The cat, the dog, the budgerigard, the kids and the wife, and you're down the bottom. You are the last one on the list. The animals get free love. They're not expected to give anything. They get free love. Children get free love. They're not expected of anything. They get free love. A man is only loved if everything above him is happy. Then he gets love. But if someone is unhappy here, he is going to be treated accordingly because she's not going to be happy now. And in that particular course, you will realise how you are nothing. You are nothing as a man in today's society. Nothing. The government, these courses look at you as nothing. You need to change. We are not happy with you. Before you open your mouth and say anything, you need to consider, how is she going to think? How is she going to feel? How is she going to accept what you are saying? You've got to do all of that before you say anything to her. That's the men's behaviour course. That's what teaches you. Okay? It teaches you that whatever you say, whatever you want means nothing. You have to do what the other side wants. Okay? And even if they agree with something and they say they're going to do it or whatever, if they don't do it, then you've got no right to be upset. Who do you think you are? You know, there was a part of the course, right? And they're showing you pictures, okay? And they want to show you the pictures, and then they want your opinion on it at the end. So the first picture is the son sitting there playing a video game, and the father says, "Have you done your homework?" And the kid says, "Yes, Dad." And the dad says, "Well, you're only allowed to play your video game if you do your homework first." That's in the picture. And then you go to the next picture, and it's the father coming home, all right? And he walks in with his shirt and tie. He's got his briefcase. And he says to the son, "Have you done your homework yet?" You know, because he's playing the video game. "Have you done your homework yet?" And the kid says "No, I don't have to do that. Mum said it's okay." And the last picture is Mum looking at you. What is your response, Charles? Now, if you answer wrong, you're out. There is a zero tolerance at the men's behaviour course. Zero tolerance. So if you answer wrong, you will be kicked out of the course and you will have to start again because you're not following what we are showing you to do. You haven't accepted what we've told you to do. So what do you think is the right answer? Remember, it's a men's behaviour course. Okay? The answer is, mate, that you've been overridden. Okay? She said it was okay. That's it. That's the answer. Because you're not allowed to say anything. You're not allowed to disagree with this person. It's quite horrible. You ask your lawyer or ask any cop, is the word no illegal if you say it to a woman? If you tell a woman don't do this or don't do that, or you're with your wife and you don't want her to do something, is it illegal? And your lawyer will tell you yes, it is. And a cop will tell you yes, because you're not allowed to say no. You know, they're a grown adult, they can do what they want, they've got rights, rah, rah, rah. And you'll say, that's your wife, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. She's allowed to do whatever she wants. And that's what they will tell you. So you can't even say the word no to this person. Don't you understand? So how much power do you think a man has in reality? Absolutely nothing. Do not be fooled, gentlemen. You know, in reality, when they make a phone call, that's when reality hits you, okay? Because it doesn't take a month, it doesn't take 3 months. All it does is take a couple of phone calls and the person says that they live in fear. You don't know anything. You're sitting there watching TV with your daughter. You haven't said a word, but they're in the bedroom telling them how they live in fear. You know, I don't know what he's going to do. I don't know what he's capable of. You're not doing anything. You're not going to do shit. You're sitting there watching TV with your daughter. But that's the fairy tale they'll lay out. And then by the morning, they've got a piece of paper because they'll find a sympathetic woman there with a blue coat, and she'll write it out and get it signed up, and come 8 o'clock in the morning, they're knocking on your door. And it's that quick, okay? There's no real effort in it for them. And the person sat there smiling, brother, as I was being led out the driveway and told to leave. I can see the back of the window there smiling and laughing because finally, they've got what they want. Finally. It took a couple of years more. The guy was really stubborn. He wouldn't just leave, So I had to go to these little bit extremes, to get it pulled over, to get it done. Do 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 do. Sophia, nice to meet you. Thanks for chopping past. Stay well, stay happy. Enos, I hope you're well. I hope you're good, man. I hope you're successful. You have someone in your life that loves you. That's not fake. I hope that you can lay a bit of faith and love into that, mate, and good luck. That's all I say, mate. Good luck. We have an 80% divorce rate, mate, initiated by women. You're going to need all the luck you got. All the luck. I advise men, mate, if you become successful, put it in your mum's name, put it in a trust, put it in a mum's name, open up a trust at the bank, put all your shit into the trust, everything of any value, put it in the trust. And you don't tell them anything. You don't tell them shit. You don't tell them nothing. Unless you want them to divorce you, unless you want them to break up with you, unless you're ready to break up, then you tell them. You tell them that it's not in my name, rah. They'll soon leave. I can guarantee you that. They won't hang around. So that's all you got to do, really. Or just stay broke. If you stay broke like me, you're immune. You're immune. They don't even look at you. You're not even in their presence, mate, because you've got no paper. If you've got no paper, you don't even exist. You don't even exist. Okay? You don't exist. Doesn't matter what you do. You got no paper. So at the end of the day, if you're broke ass like me and you've already done 2 properties, 2 marriages, two loads of children, it's pretty blatant how the game is played. Okay? This is how the game is played. This is the end result. 2 out of 2, buddy. 2 out of 2. Yeah? No thanks. No thanks, boys. Jump out of the plane. You got an 80% chance of the parachute, mate. He's still going to jump out of the plane. You got an 80% chance that the parachute's not going to work. You're going to jump out of the plane? Yeah? You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it's like. It does exist, I suppose. But I would find it very hard if somebody has had, 20 partners, 15 partners. They've all had more than that, but how are they going to be loyal to you? How are they? It's easy for them. They just swipe. Just fucking swipe. Bang, I like him. He looks good. Send a message. I think you're better off on guard, boys. If not, mate, it would have been a lot worse for me. Okay, my whole thing would have been a lot worse for me if I didn't see it, if I didn't wake up to it. My whole situation would have been a lot worse because I would have been totally heartbroken. I wouldn't have known what was going on other than I've been tossed out of, my house. Wouldn't have known shit. Totally heartbroken. But I seen it coming, man, and that's what I need you to do. I need you to see the flags. I need you to wake up to them and realise them and not ignore them. I want you to put them down in your little book and I want you to put a tick there, okay? Because this is now borrowed time. in your mind it should be borrowed time, bro, and you know you're on your way out. You know, when the fingers are on the palm like that, and you can't move anywhere, do anything without, you know, the hearsay and permission, that's when you know you're in trouble. Okay? I mean, I can't even go to my mates for 20 minutes, mate. I can't even go and say hello and sit down and just to get out of the house, yeah? Not allowed. I'm cheating. I'm cheating if I'm at my mate's house. I'm cheating. I get accused of being cheated on, or that I'm the cheater. But this person goes on a holiday for 6 weeks with no